Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I am sharing with you all my top 5 best Assetto Corsa car mods for the month of June, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have some super cool cars, from some really grassroots stuff all the way up to Formula 1 cars on this list. You're not going to want to miss this one. But real quick, I would just like to say, in the link in the description below is the link to my Discord, my community Discord. We're going to be, you can obviously interact with me, the whole community. If you have things maybe you want to request, mods, there's a dedicated submissions area. Just a place if you need to talk to me about anything, have any extra questions, anything like that, just go down to that Discord as well. And in the future, we do hope to run some few online races in Assetto Corsa, so that should be super cool and fun. But besides that, let's get right into the video with number 1 on the list. Number 5 on the list is one of VRC's somehow free offerings. This is the McLaren MP420 from the 2005 F1 season. Now, if you don't know this car by name and you're an F1 fan, you probably know it for one of the most infamous just failures, especially tire failures, but kind of just failures in general in F1. At the 2005 European Grand Prix at the Nürburgring, Kimi Räikkönen, on the final lap, I believe it was, his tire blew up, his suspension blew up, and he went spinning off into the turn 1 gravel trap. It was a heartbreaker, and basically the reason why this happened, I'll do like a quick 10-second rundown. In 2005, there was a rule, and this is kind of what had the problems in the USA Grand Prix in Indianapolis, was that you're only allowed to use one tire for the whole, one set of tires for the whole race. So kind of just like imagine in 2021, Max Verstappen starting off the race on softs. Of course, the tire compounds were a lot harder back then, but kind of just that, but he has to have those softs for the whole race. So this thing, besides being from that, it's such a fun car. The brakes are so difficult to master. It took me a few laps to really nail them on the Nürburgring, and this thing is just super cool and fun, and of course has that very funny bit of history to it. VRC, great offerings, super high quality. Just give this one a download. It's in the link in the description below. Number 4 on this list, you're probably confused looking at it. It's a Honda Civic, but trust me, this isn't your grandma's grocery runner. This is the 2021 Honda Civic Gran Turismo. This thing is used in Argentina for kind of just like cup racing in general, and it's an absolute beast. 300 brake horsepower, 249 newton meters of torque, and it only weighs 1,275 kilograms. This thing, man, it is honestly kind of difficult to drive. I'm kind of ashamed to say I spun a Honda Civic, but trust me, if you take this thing around the track, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. This one will pair really well with your more like grassroots tracks, your Brands Hatches. If you can take them to tracks in Argentina, super cool as well. But, just like your smaller tracks, you know what I mean. This thing will be super fun to go around. Also, just one of the most unique things in Assetto Corsa, there aren't really many like club cars type thing. I know we have the Kunos MX-5 and all that, but there's not really like a ton of that super represented, so this one is super cool. Give it a download. Yeah, I know it's a Honda Civic, but trust me, it is so fun. You can find this one in the link in the description below. Number 3 on the list, we have a classic car, the 1999 Volvo S40 BTCC. If you don't know what BTCC is, it's the British Touring Car Championship. And in the 1990s and early 2000s, this was the shit. Touring car racing was exploding, and this was kind of at the peak of it right here. And this thing, if you like touring cars or tin top cars, especially people who are older or just have a knowledge of the late 90s, early 2000s BTCC, You guys know this car immediately. This thing is an absolute legend. It has 207 brake horsepower, 223 Newton meters of torque, and it only weighs 570 kilograms. Super light for a tin top car, and this thing, it's just an absolute insane car to drive here, of course, at Oulton Park. And just give this one a download. Even if tin top cars aren't really your thing, this thing almost kind of drives like a little lower power Formula car. It's just super fun, man. Give it a download. The car mod itself as well, super high quality. You can find it in the race department link in the description below. Number 2 on this list is definitely got to be one of the best cars I've ever driven in my entire life. Modern day F1 can sit down. This is the 1996 Honda Acti HA3, but it's tuned even better. Now, I just kind of want to point something out here because it's super funny, and this is actually the first thing you see when you go on the race department page for this car. The things in the back on the bed of the truck, those boxes, apparently they're full of tofu, but not just any regular tofu. They're full of organic, free-ranged tofu, so definitely is going to add a few horsepower there just because it's organic. And, you know, you probably have a little bit of weight reduction with it being free-range. You know, none of that factory. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to the car. It has 190 brake horsepower, 179 Newton meters of torque, and it only weighs 670 kilograms. Even though this thing looks like it has all the weight at the front, trust me, this thing will step out if you want it to. That organic free-range tofu on the back, man, is just like lead bricks just penduluming this car around. It's a truck. I don't even know. This thing's making me lose my mind. Just download this one. It's super fun. It's just download it, man. If me laughing enough hasn't told you, just download it. As I said earlier, you could find it in the race department link in the description below. Finally, number 1 on the list. This one is made by Yuri Boyka. I don't know, but this thing, if you aren't familiar with him, he does some amazing street and supercars, and this is one of his right here, the BMW M3 E330 M Power, ladies and gentlemen. This thing, of course, being from the 1990s. It's been souped up a little bit, though. It has almost 400 brake horsepower, 323 Newton meters of torque, and it all weighs about 1,050 kilograms. This thing on the Nordschleife is super, super fun, and pretty much any kind of like track like the Nordschleife or even like your Toge tracks, this thing's going to be great to drive around. It looks pretty weighty and chunky, but again, by the 1,000 kilograms roughly, that's still not light, but this thing definitely can get thrown around. Probably has one of the best sounding engine notes when you're banging off the rev limiter. You might be able to hear it in this gameplay. It sounds so good, man. If you're into street cars, tuner cars, toge, hill climbs even, I don't know. If you're just into driving cars, you're going to want to download this one because it's super fun. And of course, just that 1990s, early 2000s BMW, man. You just can't go wrong with it. You can find it in the link in the description below. So, yeah, guys, that was my rambly and part laughing mess of a video. That's it for this month. That's the stuff I found. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for 700 subs. Couldn't have done it without you guys. Couldn't be here still making videos without you guys. You guys are just truly insane with the support, so thank you so much. As I said earlier, if you'd like to join my Discord, link in the description below. Yeah, once again, that's all I have. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.